As Ruth was just saying to me, some nice comments for Antony last week on Dancing on Ice.
We did.
But just when it was happening, just when it was going well, it all went wrong.
It all went wrong.
Yeah.
2 broken ribs could jeopardise his chances in the competition this weekend.
Could. I mean, this has to be the end, hasn't it?
Well, I think it's, first of all, it's my choice, and I want to carry on. I've broken its front and back. It was a mishap. It was nobody's fault. There were 2 of us in this tango, and we fell backwards, and Brandy landed on top of me and crushed me.
And you plan to go on? The show will go on?
Absolutely. I've never in all my career phoned in sick ever once. Never.
Yeah, but there's something, you know, there's having a cold and there's breaking your ribs.
Yeah, and I ain't phoning in sick.
Christopher Dean saying you're becoming an ice dancer. That must feel good.
Yeah, really.
So there
good.
you were. So, you know, you'd had a tricky couple of weeks, and then your marks were going up. It's better than last week, all feeling good. And then this happens.
Yeah.
So we're laughing about it now, but, you know, falling is horrible anyway, but falling on ice, how worried were you about him, Brandy?
I was so scared. I really thought I'd killed him because he couldn't breathe.
Oh.
And he was just laying in the ice, and he was telling me to get help, and I was happy that he did take a breath, but I didn't want to leave him.
So this, because you weren't in the rehearsal
No, we
studio.
were in a proper rink, and
Just
it
training.
happened very quickly. I knew that we were going down, so the only thing I thought was, I don't want to bang my head because we're going to go down with some force here. So I kind of cradled round Brandy so that my head was up, which meant that I just went bang on my back, and Brandy landed on top of me, so my ribs crushed at the back and then at the front.
So you knew
But
straight away this was bad?
I knew it was bad, but the worst part was I couldn't breathe. I physically couldn't breathe, and so, because there was nobody else around, I just, as I was snatching breaths, I was doing it audibly, so that I thought if I stop breathing, they'll notice that I'm not making any sound anymore. So I was making this really odd kind of noise.
So that was hard for you, because you didn't want to leave him, but then you knew you had to get help.
I had to get help, and so I wanted
I just said, Brandy, go and get help.
So this was a full ambulance job and whatever, right?
No, we spent about 10 minutes on the ice, did all the making sure I could move my fingers and my hand, but I had ice skates on, and we were in the middle of the rink, so it wasn't like somebody could just pick me up and we were off and away. So it was a whole number. But at the end of the day, it's horrendous pain. I've got painkillers, and Brandy's come all the way from California, and we've got to a point now in the competition where, you know what, we've worked really hard, and I'm not going without a fight, so they'll have to stretch me off.
Have they advised you not? Have they advised you not to dance?
They've basically said it's up to you. There's nothing they can do. It's one of those things that you can't treat.
But there's always the sympathy vote. That'll work well for you.
Well, there's always. I don't really want. You know, I want us to do well. So we got straight back on.
Your problem is, it's not as if you're going to be right next week either, or...
No, it's about 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. Brandy, so where are you at now? Can you do any routine? Anthony's told to rest up, obviously enough.
We were straight back on. We went straight back on.
Oh, we're told you're resting.
No, they made that up. We went straight back on.
We've been...
So no resting.
No
but then you
resting.
you're having to do something with your routine to protect him a little bit.
We've done exactly the same, really.
Are you?
Exactly.
Is it Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Or?
Yes.
The strange thing is, because the way it happened, we weren't going along and fell. I've got no fear of the ice. I'm not scared of getting back on, because the way it happened, it was me and Brandy that made it happen. It wasn't the ice. It wasn't. I know that sounds like a...
No, I know what you mean. So it's not like you're now frightened to skate.
I'm not frightened to skate.
But did they put you in a brace or something to dance?
Basically in one of them gigantic braces, and she's just going to dangle me off a wire.
Seriously, do you have to wear a brace?
No, I'm not allowed to.
You're not allowed to do that?
It restricts your breathing, so I've got to keep...
I mean,
does it hurt now? Like when you're breathing
really
now?
Painful.
Oh, don't make him laugh. I mean, you know, Brandy, this is a terrible accident.
Laughing and coughing.
You know, and we think dancing ice is so much harder than Strictly, but, you know, my poor wife's dancing partner would have been the equivalent of you. She fell on top of him.
No, he fell and pulled me on top of him, actually. I didn't fall.
He could have died.
I was saying that was when he first went down. I just think, was he hurt himself? But obviously, it's not on ice. I mean, the whole thing, dancing on ice, is scary
like Brandy
stuff.
was saying, the thing is, when you fall on ice, you don't kind of come to a standstill and drop to the floor. When you fall, especially the way we did, you gain momentum.
momentum.
So we actually as we were static.
Speed up.
As we went, we kind of then went into mid-flight, and so when we landed, it went wallop.
It was more of an
but,
impact, yeah.
So you can tell us you're definitely going to compete this Sunday.
We will. We went the next day. We did our VT up at Wakefield Trinity with my best friend Keegan. So the next day we were doing the VT, and we've rehearsed the routine and we're ready to go.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. The sympathy vote's there for you. Vote early, vote often.